Welcome to City Life. I'm Beverly Thompson. If you have a teenager, you're probably trying to help them land a fulfilling and paying job this summer. Joining me to talk about the internship opportunities that are available to youth this summer and why local businesses should host one of these teens at their work site are Carlos O'Brien and Rick Sheldahl. Carlos is a former Durham YouthWork Internship Program participant and now works as a senior customer service representative for the City Solid Waste Management Department. Rick is the director of the Career and Technical Education Program at Durham Public Schools. Thanks to both of you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So Rick, let's just get started with you. For our viewers who may not be familiar with the YouthWork Internship Program, what is it and how does it help connect local teens to paying internship? And that's a key word, paying.
That's exactly right. We're doing our best. We're trying to get the kids the opportunity, all of our students, the opportunity to actually engage in some kind of related work experience that kind of correlates to what they want to do. So the key is trying to find businesses that will allow them to have different opportunities, because some students may think that they want to do something, and until they experience it, they don't know that that might not be the best fit for them. And so the earlier we can do that, the better, because it's not a good time when you're in your second and third year of college to go, I don't think I want to do this.
Oh yeah.
So that's a lot of what the intent is, and also to give the kids a goal to shoot for.
Now I understand you work with other programs throughout the city, like Made in Durham.
Yeah, this whole YouthWork Internship Program is a partnership between the city, the county, Made in Durham, which is made up of a lot of influential businesses, Durham Public Schools, other community organizations also. We're trying to consolidate it so that there's one hub for all of our children to be able to go to.
That's great, because sometimes there can be too many places.
That's exactly right.
And this is a great way to consolidate it all. So Carlos, I know you participated in the program, and you had a summer job with 2 city departments.
Yes.
And tell our viewers a little bit about your experience and how it helped to get you to where you are in a good paying job.
Well, I like to say I had a rewarding opportunity to be a part of, a participant in this meritorious program that was then called the Mayor Summer Youth Program. I started off as an intern for the Office of Economic and Workforce Development and worked with the budget department as well.
Oh, okay.
So within that time, they treated me like a full-time employee from day one. And with that level of expectation, challenged me and molded me into a professional that was equipped with the skills to be a top performer in the workforce.
Wow.
Even with that given, that gave me a chance to hit the ground running when the opportunity presented itself for me to be an official employee for solid waste management.
Wow, that's great. So you were in high school at the time?
No, I actually graduated high school.
You had graduated from high school.
I was a high school graduate.
Okay.
Yeah, and the qualification was a bit different at that time. And it's great to see that it has evolved into what it is and continue to change lives like it has done mine.
Okay, that's great. So Rick, Durham Public Schools is one of the many partners in the programs, as we said. Do these youth get any training or guidance before they enter the workplace?
Yeah, that's one of the things that we felt is so important, that there's a consistent type of training for all of them going into the workplace. So Durham Public Schools provides a pre-employment training for at least all of the children who are going into subsidized positions. And we go through financial management training, we go through teamwork type of things, how to dress, how to talk to supervisors, the importance of being on time, not being tardy, all the things that we're trying to teach them in the school environment, but they really don't see within the proper context. And so those kind of things we want the children to go out there and really be ready to take on this first job.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me how we always assume that that's something everybody knows.
That's
and
exactly
it's not.
right. Yeah, it is not at all anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, somebody said it's like what your mama should have taught you, and then we're having to do a lot of that now. And it's just a function of what we're dealing with, so that's what we do.
That's great. That's great. So Carlos, you obviously are a great example of how this program has given youth a chance to get full-time positions and actually excel. And again, you're with the City Solid Waste Management Department. What would you say to employers as to why they should consider hosting a youth?
Youth is very important to an organization because they bring a fresh aura of skill that can be molded, nurtured, and developed into a major asset to the organization. It has been proven that a lot of youth are very tech savvy.
Yeah,
you know,
that is very true.
Very tech savvy, and with that technical experience, can actually possibility of that could actually change the structure of an organization or create job opportunities. A lot of organizations are stuck in the traditional way of hiring. You know, they're looking for experience or, you know, education or what have you, instead of looking at the sheer potential of that actual individual. If we just look at the potential, that would give our youth a chance to strive in an organization. And also professional development. I like to mention professional development because professional development is not just sending a youth to training. You know, it's about assigning tasks to expand the professional growth of that individual. And I believe that is conducive to youth development.
I saw you nodding your head.
Yeah, what he said, what Carlos said is so critical. Number one, I don't think our businesses know how phenomenal our students really are. I mean, our young people are phenomenal. And they may come to us with certain baggage, but once you get through that and you figure out the root individual that's in there, the potential is just unlimited. And I've seen it over and over and over again. And part of what I think the power of the internship program is letting the kids go and prove to our employers that, hey, we really are worthy of, you know, employment later on down the road, and help groom us to be who you want us to be.
Why do you think some businesses are reluctant?
Well, it's hard. It's hard to bring on an intern because it is a lot of work. There has to be a structured schedule of events for the student to be able to participate in. And like what Carlos said, he was brought in and actually treated like an employee and given tasks to do. And that is the critical aspect. It's not a camp. It's not just a babysitting service. It's really, we want these students to come into the businesses and be productive in that environment. Now, when we bring them in at 14, and we try to put those into city and county positions, they may not be at that point yet, but if we can bring them in at 14, give them an experience where they learn all of the soft skills, and then they can go on as a junior and a senior, and even after they graduate into higher level positions, they can really leave high school with a tremendous amount of skill sets.
So was your internship, what, 20-hour-a-week internship, or?
Yeah, it was, I believe it was in those margins. I believe anywhere between 20 and 30. It varied.
Okay, I was just wondering how much time and effort on both parties actually put into, you know, the program. So Rick, speaking of time and effort, what about cost? Is it cost prohibitive?
It really isn't. We've kind of got a scale so that the students can experience kind of what it's like to be in a position for a while and then get a raise. So at the early ages, like 14 and 15, it's $7.25 an hour minimum wage, and then when they're 16, 15, 16, 17, then we go up to $8.25 an hour. And then that's for the subsidized positions that we're putting money in, giving money to certain organizations to host people. When private employers bring them in, the private employers are the ones that kind of control that. We give them that as guidelines. And sometimes the private employers, we have found that if the student does a really good job, which happens, they want them back again, and then the employer will actually provide them with additional rewards.
Man, talk about resume building. That is a key way to get some good stuff on your resume for a job.
Definitely.
So Rick, if businesses want to hire a youth through the Durham YouthWork Internship Program, where should they go?
Well, they can, on the screen there's Melinda Todd's contact information. They can contact Melinda. She's in charge of the program for Office of Economic Workforce Development. And then also, if they want to go to the website, they can go to City of Durham's website and dig down into until they find the YouthWork Internship Program.
Okay. Any final words, Carlos? Would you like to talk about how beneficial, again, the whole program was to you and why youth should consider this?
Yeah, definitely. I would like to say this program expanded, this opportunity in this program expanded my network from now that I am a city employee with City College, Leadership Academy, my involvement with the U35 group, the Administrative Professional group, and I serve as the current chair of the recognition committee at my department. So these are the types of things that I've attained through that one opportunity. I was just given a chance. And you know, I have a saying, it's like, only thing given in this life is opportunity. It's for us to take it. And for these organizations to give us an opportunity is great, but it's up to the youth to step up to the plate and jump on that opportunity and show and prove, because the opportunity is out there. We just have to step up to the plate. What
a great spokesperson for the program. Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's unique. That's the beauty of what we've got going on here. Carlos is the embodiment of lots of the youth that we have. And one last thing that I would like to add to this is that we really hope to get to the point where businesses see this as growing their own employees, that it's not a social handout, it's not something like that. What it is investing in our youth, and these youth are going to become our leaders, our business owners, our entrepreneurs, all of these things, and so investing in them really pays off for our community.
Great, wonderfully said. Thanks to both of you for joining me. I really appreciate it. We've come to our break, but please stay with us for the second half of City Life as we talk to two companies that hired youth through the Durham YouthWork Internship Program and why they encourage other businesses to do the same. Plus, during the break, you'll get a sneak peek at what's to come in the next edition of Durham Magazine and why you'll want to grab a copy for yourself. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone. You won't want to miss our May issue. This is our annual women's issue. We will shine a light on some very inspirational women in our city, representing the fields of education, medicine, business, the arts, and more. We've also partnered with Dress for Success of the Triangle to transform some very deserving women as part of our Mother's Day makeovers. You can find copies of Durham Magazine all over the city for free at grocery stores, coffee shops, boutiques, bookstores, and more. Or you can subscribe by going to durhammag.com. You can also read the issue online via our website. Thank you as always for reading Durham Magazine.
Welcome back to City Life. We've been discussing how Durham businesses should get involved and hire teens through the Durham YouthWork Internship Program. Joining me to discuss why their companies got involved and why other companies should too are Earl Lewellyn of Kimley Horn and Marilyn Cash of MS Designs Embroidery. Thanks to you both for joining me. So Earl, Kimley Horn is a large employer across the United States. As a large employer, why did your company want to get involved in this program?
Well, we've for many years had a robust college intern program. And we feel like that's important in our engineering field, just to try to get the best and brightest talent out there. And so this seemed like a logical progression to bring in high school interns to help promote interest in the engineering field and just to give back to the community.
I guess we should have said what your company does, and that is engineering and architecture?
Engineering, landscape architecture, a wide variety of engineerings that fall typically in the civil engineering category.
And do the kids have to have a certain interest in that, or?
We've been fortunate that our coordinating folks have paired us well with folks that have, with kids that have an interest in engineering fields, yes.
And Marilyn, your company, on the other hand, is a small company, a local business, that has hired local youth. What was the deciding factor for you to decide to give a youth a chance?
As a native of Greensboro and as a youth, I was a product of a youth summer program. And so now that I am a business owner, I too wanted to give back to the community and to nurture some young people so they'll be ready for the workforce.
And tell us what your company does.
We're a small embroidery business. We do screen printing, promotional products, and embroidery.
So did the student who you hired have to show an interest in that kind of business, or?
Not necessarily, because being that it is also retail, there are so many aspects and skills they can learn. So they can do administrative, they can do the embroidery, the graphics. There's so many things they can do, customer service. So it's just wanting to be a part of it and learn various skills.
And I would imagine with the technical skills of kids nowadays, having a kid who could, or I shouldn't call him a kid, but a youth who has some technical capabilities would have been an asset.
It is an asset, yes.
Great. So you have a website as well?
I have a website, yes I do. And so they help me with the website and designing the designs, because embroidery is software driven.
So Earl, what's the experience been like so far with bringing youth on board? I mean, is your company benefiting from this experience?
This is our third year being involved in the program, and our experience has been great. We've had interns that helped us with data collection from traffic studies, parking studies. They have prepared plan sets for us for submittal on various projects. Most recently, an intern completed a spreadsheet that helped expedite some of our analysis procedures. So, you know, with that extra time that they can spend on something while we're scrambling to meet a deadline, that's really helpful.
Yeah, and it's meaningful work.
Absolutely, absolutely. We tried to keep them busy doing project-related work. When that wasn't something we could absolutely do, we had them circulate through our different departments and just shadow other folks and figure out what different aspects of engineering we do, and they could decide if it's something that piqued their interest or not.
What a great experience. Marilyn, what about your company? Are you glad that you got involved?
I am. Working with the youth has been very inspirational, and just seeing that they are growing and I'm able to teach them not only hard skills and technical skills, but just the soft skills, and to allow them to have good work ethics and provide them with an opportunity to say, I do have some experience, some work experience.
That's great. Would you both do it again?
I would.
Absolutely, we plan to.
You plan to this year?
As an aside, when we first started getting involved in this program, there were we were looking to hire one summer intern, and we were sent 2 very good resumes and put them through a pretty strenuous review and interview process. And we couldn't decide who to hire, and so we hired them both.
Oh, awesome.
And one of those employees has since come back as a college intern. And so it's clearly working for us, and that's the building a future young employer in our company.
Yeah, what a great contribution to the community as well. I mean, that's what I call being good corporate citizens, reaching back and bringing youth in. So I applaud you both. This question's for both of you. What would you say to other businesses, whether they're large or small, about why they should get involved and support this program? Let's start with you, Marilyn.
I would say that it is an opportunity to nurture our youth and to give them the opportunity, not only whether it's that particular skill, but just also just working, teaching them work ethics, and just being involved and being a part of the community. And it's been very worthwhile.
Okay. Earl?
I agree with Marilyn. It allows us to not only advance their engineering technical skills, give them experience and exposure to those fields, but also develop the soft skills of working together with other team members. We actually had them doing some public speaking to some of our higher level employees to explain what they had done while they were there, and they did an excellent job.
Great experience. Thank you both for being so involved in the community, number one, and for joining me to talk about it, number two. And hopefully we can have you back next year to talk a little bit more about your experience with the youth again.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, that does it for City Life. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch us on Durham Television Network and on YouTube. I'm Beverly Thompson. Thank you for joining me to learn more about City Life in Durham.